The man in charge of sonic motivation for players.
DJ extraordinaire.
The official DJ of your Edmonton Oilers.
For the NHL Hub.
DJ for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Of the World Junior Hockey Championship.
John Hicks.
John Hicks.
John Hicks, a.k.a. Johnny Infamous.
Johnny Infamous. Johnny Infamous.
Johnny Infamous.
A shout out to DJ Infamous in the building at Rogers Place, keeping the energy up.
Welcome to Between Whistles with your host, Johnny Infamous. Brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network. Presented by DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports. This week is jam-packed with ways for you to have a front row seat to all of the action. Assemble your team lineup while staying under the salary cap, then sit back and watch your points pile up. Over $7 billion has been paid out to users across all sports. Download the DraftKings app, sign up using code THPN, and get a free entry with your first deposit. Minimum $5 required.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. My name is Johnny, and thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank you right off the hop for being a loyal listener, supporter, and subscriber, whether you've liked, followed, or subscribed via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whether you've watched the visual version of the show on YouTube or Twitch. It's people like you who tune in and download the show every week who have made the first and second episode of Between Whistles the second and third most listened to episodes in the last 30 days on the entire Hockey Podcast Network. So my attitude is gratitude. My attitude is also inspiration today. We're talking about people who inspire us in the game presentation, NHL, and sports entertainment industries. My guest today has been a source of inspiration for me personally over the last 3 years since he teamed up with Johnny Greco and the rest of the game presentation pros in the desert to kick off what turned out to be an absolutely amazing inaugural season and subsequent 2 seasons for the Vegas Golden Knights. And that in-game show immediately became the envy of the NHL in terms of fan engagement, innovative ideas, and the delivery and execution of game day energy. Jake Wagner is a sonic storyteller who has composed the in-game playlist for the Vegas Golden Knights' first season, and 2 beyond that. He also soundtracked the 2020 NHL All-Star Game, the Winter Classic, and this month he'll be at the helm again for the NHL Outdoor Games in Lake Tahoe. Jake Wagner, welcome to Between Whistles.
Johnny, thanks for having me, man. So stoked to be here.
It's great to finally connect. I mean, in this age of COVID, we've been talking through email and text and stuff like that. It's great to finally see your face and hear your voice. Tell us a bit about yourself as a musician, DJ. What attracted you to those things in the first place?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of sports in general, and that's what piqued my interest as a kid, going to minor league sporting events in town. We had the Las Vegas Thunder for a couple years there, and watching the team skate out to AC/DC's Thunderstruck, as cliche as it may be, it just captivated me. And I'd always had a goal to soundtrack movies and film and, events. So I think that experience as a kid formed my career goals, moving forward in my life.
So you hear the league is expanding and that Vegas will be getting their own home franchise. What happens next? Do you get a DJ resume together? Just for the folks out there who don't know how this happens, did you take a shot at getting the gig, or were you on the radar of the folks getting the show together? What happened there?
So this was kind of a long time coming. I had known that Vegas was getting a team for years. And at that point, I knew I wanted to do the job. But it was a matter of, how do I build a resume that would command even the interest of the people putting on the show to, give me the opportunity. I was working in public radio at the time, doing, music programming and live shows like yourself. And there was a job opening with the minor league baseball team, the 51s in town. And just per chance, I'd hit them up at the right time. They had said, lucky for you, the guy just actually quit and we need someone to step into the role. So I ended up doing that for 2.5 seasons. And, the grind of 70 plus games over the summer really got me those reps and made me comfortable doing the programming that, it was required with the NHL, and found the right people, got in touch with Johnny Greco and had him come out to a game out in Vegas in the hot sun. He brought the whole family out, and apparently they enjoyed it enough to, give me the shot and step into the role in the first season.
So you got the gig, you get inside the arena, the inaugural season kicks off with a great preseason. I mean, a phenomenal show that is hailed by many as groundbreaking and an okay record, 3-3-1. But then tragedy strikes. 60 innocent souls are taken from your community on October 1st in the deadliest mass shooting in American modern history. Just a week before the regular season is set to begin. First of all, tell me what that felt like in the community and how the folks in the city, you yourself and the game presentation team kind of dealt with everything as it happened together.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, really. I know everyone in the local community have this emptiness when you talk about it, really, because it seems like it wasn't real, and it happened just in the strangest time, just as we were about to get ready for the opening. And there's a great music festival happening on the Strip, and everyone's enjoying themselves, and it doesn't seem real. That's the best way to describe it.
So the first night of the regular season, I mean, this must have been a challenge for you. I mean, you're the guy who's supposed to bring the energy, the fun, let's be honest, the happiness to the game through music. Now this tragedy is looming overhead. The community's trying to come together to deal with it. It happened just a week ago. Now it's October 8th. How did you approach things from a music standpoint?
There was a little bit of seriousness when it came to, the pregame and kind of how we honored those souls that had left us, trying to make sense of it all for everyone.
The Vegas Golden Knights have decided that the number 58 will never be worn. Tonight, we fly 58 stars in the sky as a reminder that the 58 will always be with us. May their light long shine. We are and always will be Vegas strong.
But then there was also a cathartic nature in it where we wanted people to forget about it and just enjoy themselves and smile and dance and, high five. And, lucky for us, the team did what they needed to do, scored within, the first 30 seconds or whatever it may be. And I think it was more complementing what was happening on the ice with celebratory music and stuff to make people feel good. I think that was the overall goal, was, just really give people something to smile about.
And to cheer for, and cheer they did. I mean, you couldn't have written this. They go on, the Vegas Golden Knights, to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, they do the impossible, earning a playoff berth in their first season.
Gerard Gallant and his coaching staff and the players really didn't want to talk about the P word. They can talk about it now. They are a playoff team. They are in the postseason, and they're back up to a 6-point lead on the San Jose Sharks in the Pacific Division, but still lots to play for. They'd love to wrap up the division title, Shane, and guarantee themselves home ice advantage for at least as long as they can get it here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We said they've been so good at home all year long.
We just witnessed again, and we've seen it all year, how much home ice means to the Golden Knights. You want to have that as much as you can in the playoffs, so still lots to play for, but a big one here tonight as they clinch the playoff spot.
There will be playoff hockey in Vegas. The Golden Knights dominate the third period, outshooting the Avalanche 15-4, scoring twice in a 4-1 win at T-Mobile Arena to punch their ticket to the postseason.
Not only that, they make it all the way to the finals against the Capitals. What was the energy like in the building as you approached the finals?
They use the word electric sometimes, but I can't, put a word on this feeling that just was tangible, really. It was in the air. It was around the city. It was when you were walking in, when you were driving around, everyone just felt this special energy that was happening all around the team. And obviously with the tragedy in mind and, kind of just having something to root for. And especially since it was Vegas's first team, it didn't matter if you were a hockey fan, you were just a fan of Vegas being on the national stage, and that we finally had this opportunity to show the world what we were as a community. And, for me as a sports fan, so cool to see, a matchup like the Capitals and a brand new team like the Knights. And, as a soundtracker, a music programmer, I definitely didn't plan on, having the Capitals and Ovechkin raising the cup in our home building. So that was pretty exciting and sad at the same time, and on the fly, I hadn't prepared for something like that. So really to program that, it was just this, mix of emotions, right? Gratefulness to be in the moment, and then also just this sad depression that your team had just lost. So I remember, feeling so special to be able to pick the music at the time while Ovechkin's raising the cup, but also maybe I had tears rolling down my face at the same time. Yeah, I still get the chills thinking about it, honestly.
Now moving forward, another 2 seasons, all of a sudden COVID hits out of nowhere. We all go into reaction mode. The NHL followed suit with the NBA and all the other leagues shutting down play. Do you remember your last home game? I mean, that must have been your last game with the club as well, right?
It was, yeah. And unfortunately, I don't really remember, the specifics. And that's the hardest thing for me. The last 3 seasons were such a whirlwind and a great experience, but I didn't take the time to really let it sink in. And after COVID, you realize how precious these moments are, right? The magic that happens when 18,000 plus people are in the same area and all rooting for the same common goal. It's indescribable, man. And, the absence of those people, especially, soundtracking for an empty arena is just night and day.
I mean, the attitude really should be gratitude. So tell me a bit about the All-Star Games. You've soundtracked 2 now, 2019 in San Jose, 2020 in St. Louis. Again, is that something you throw your hat into the ring, or did the bigwigs come calling for your help at these events?
Yeah, I just got a call randomly. It was actually on my birthday, the first 2019. It was the best birthday gift I'd ever gotten, really. I'd say that confidently.
All right, so now you've made the move to the East Coast. Your friend and coworker, Joe Green, in-game DJ for the Knights, has moved into your position as well as music director. Tell me a bit about your move and Joe taking the reins. I imagine you're going to miss the Fortress immensely.
Yeah, man, I miss it every night, really. It's a special place. That's the biggest thing. It's near and dear to my heart as a Las Vegas local. But, with COVID, we got to adapt and make changes accordingly. My wife got a great job out here in the New York, New Jersey area for Macy's and doing some really cool stuff with the parade, designing and engineering. So I think it's a great opportunity for both of us to kind of evolve as people and in our careers. And as far as Joe taking over the reins, he was just a great study. The first season it was a tag team. He'd do the pregame and then I would do the all in game, and we would work back and forth. But as it moved forward into season 2 and season 3, I started to really lean on Joe and have him input songs, and really it was a collaborative effort. So moving forward, I felt confident that he would do a great job, and he's a professional DJ, man. He's one of the best.
He is a party rocker. Joe Green going to be joining us soon on Between Whistles. He is now doing double duty during COVID as the in-game DJ and music director for the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay, so it's bittersweet because, again, you've been called upon to soundtrack an incredible event the NHL has dreamed up. 2 games coming up this weekend in Lake Tahoe. And hey, added bonus, you'll be playing for your home team once again as the Knights take on the Colorado Avalanche. Bruins also taking on the Flyers. Are you excited not only to be in such a gorgeous setting for these games, but also you're going to be pumping up the Golden Knights on the ice again? Come on, it's awesome.
That's
right?
Pretty nice. Yeah. That is a nice little cherry on top for sure. But I mean, like you said, the atmosphere, the scenery in Lake Tahoe, you couldn't dream up something like this. And, I can't believe that I have the opportunity to do it, really. It's just one of these like peak of my career type things. And, it's a shame that there's not going to be people there, but I'm excited to, share music with a television audience and, everyone that's going to be there out at Tahoe.
As you talk about this, we're showing kind of some of the NHL scenic views they hope to accomplish. It's a big teaser, though, for when we finally do get fans back in the stadium and at live events like this for the NHL to be putting together these amazing outdoor, indoor, and across the world events. Okay, so Jake, we know where you're going this weekend. Where are you headed in the future, though? Will we see you at another NHL team or event?
I wish I could tell you. I wish I could answer this honestly. I would love to. I would love to get back with the team, but for me, I'm just kind of taken in stride with COVID and the world in general right now. I've
heard rumblings, Jake.
Have you?
We'll have to keep it under wraps for now. Be sure to be listening to the outdoor games for the NHL this weekend. And Jake, we didn't confirm the rumblings, but I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye out to see where you land next in the league. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Johnny. I appreciate you, man.
Well, there you go. One of the best DJs in the league to ever do it in any DJ booth, in any arena. My thanks again to Jake Wagner. He'll be soundtracking the 2 games this weekend as the NHL goes outdoors. Be sure to check out Saturday, February 20th as the Colorado Avalanche take on the Vegas Golden Knights, and Sunday, February 21st as the Bruins take on the Flyers. Lots of games tonight. Panthers, Hurricanes, Senators versus Leafs. You got the Blackhawks taking on the Red Wings, Canucks and Flames, and a big rematch between the Jets and Edmonton Oilers. Should be a great night for hockey. I thank you, the loyal listener, for downloading, liking, following, sharing, and subscribing wherever you get podcasts. Don't forget to check out the visual version of this show every Wednesday at 12 Mountain Time, released on YouTube. My name's Johnny Infamous. Be good to each other.
This has been Between Whistles with Johnny Infamous. Subscribe and watch live on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network. Presented by DraftKings. Use promo code THPN to unlock rewards at DraftKings.com.